welcome everyone to our 2021 in-person graduation ceremony, being held at Doc Anderson Stadium, right behind the high school. Thank you for joining us today. Our stream will begin shortly.
Good evening. I am ASB President Cameron Sexton. It's my pleasure to welcome students, families, faculty, and our school board to part one of our 111th commencement ceremony for the St. Helens High School class of 2021. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. When looking at everybody today, all of you had made an impact on one more of the graduates. Today, we gather to celebrate the graduates' perseverance and accomplishments throughout these 12 years we have spent together. We went from learning how to count to multiplication sheets to learning what in the world the quadratic equation is. We started with little knowledge, and now we are exiting with enriched minds ready to take on the world. We have learned so much throughout our time here, and the possibilities of what we can still accomplish are endless. From scoring your first varsity touchdown, to being a member of the best bands in the 5A division, to singing at the Grotto, we have all had our unique experiences that have pushed us to grow into the people we are today. Remember the transition from middle school to high school and how frightened we were to face new challenges that would be presented to us? That time may seem similar to now, as we are facing an even greater chapter in our lives. There is so much that is unknown, but we made it then and we'll make it now. Throughout this trying year, we faced many adversities, but have still persevered through the tough time. It's crazy to think that the year 2021 will be in history books for time to come, but this is only a short part of our long journey. Among us there are individuals with unique strengths and abilities that will enrich and contribute to our society, from the military, the healthcare industry, tradesmen, and everything in between. I'm excited to see what will become of the class of 2021. I encourage all of you to not take lightly all of the hard work that has gotten you to this day, and to always remember the experiences you have had throughout your time at SHHS. I would now like to thank all of the staff members and supporters that have pushed us to be our best throughout these 4 years of high school. Without you all, we probably wouldn't have learned anything. And to the families whose support cannot be measured since it goes beyond school, we wholeheartedly thank you for raising us to be the young people we are today. And finally, to my fellow classmates, thank yourselves for all of your dedication that has brought you to this milestone. Even though the future is unmarked territory, I have faith that we can and will accomplish great things. Now, I would like to introduce the dignitaries and school's district staff members who are joining us on stage this evening. Superintendent Scott Stockwell, Principal Dr. Katie Wagner, School Board Chairman Trinity Monahan, School Board members Kelly Smith, Melody Killens, Ryan Scholl, and Bill Amos. School Counselor Kimberly Ross. I would also like to thank Ms. Freshner and the St. Helens Band for their work preparing tonight's processional and recessional. A special thank you to Rose Hall, Jen Johnston, Denise Matson, and Carissa Chisholm, and Mrs. McCollum for their help in planning and organizing of tonight's commencement. Lastly, we would also like to thank our amazing custodial staff, along with our freshman, sophomore, and junior class officers for their help with all of our graduation week events. Please give them a round of applause. And now please welcome to this podium our senior class president, Annalisa Ridgway.
Good evening. I am Annalisa Ridgway, the senior class president at St. Helens High School. Classmates, tomorrow we walk up the courthouse plaza steps, stepping as students at St. Helens High School, and walk down as graduates, stepping into the next chapter of our lives. Though this year has not been what people would call a typical year, I think we can all agree it has been unique and one everyone is going to remember. We've had many experiences this year, from rolling over in our beds to log into Zoom classes, to turn in our last high school assignment online or in person, to playing our last sports season ever as Lions. We have pushed through the hard and trying times to sit here today, together. While I was writing this speech, someone reminded me that I would be in charge of planning our class reunions. So let's take a second to think where we'll be in 10, 20, maybe even 50 years. In 10 years, some of us might have our own stores, clinics, or even our own families. In 20 years, we might have kids graduating high school. Heck, in 50 years, we might have grandkids graduating high school or even college. It's kind of crazy to think in 20 short years, we might be sitting here at a graduation, not as the graduates, but as part of the amazing support system sitting behind all of us right now. As we take the next steps of our lives, whether it be serving in the military, studying at a college or university, going into an apprenticeship or trades program, or taking many of the other paths we may choose from, always remember these words from Marie Curie. Nothing in life is to be feared, only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. What else can I say but congratulations, class of 2021. We finally made it. See you in 10 years. And now, delivering our first of our looking back speeches, I am happy to introduce Caston Warner and Madison Blazek about our freshman year.
Good evening, teachers, staff, and family, and most importantly, my fellow graduating class. My name is Madison.
And my name is Caston. As students and friends, we have had many memories together, many good, some bad, most of which we can look back upon and laugh.
It was also a year of many firsts for many of us. We formed our first high school friendships.
And most of us got our driver's permit. How can we forget the countless times where most of us as freshmen would awkwardly crowd the breezeway during lunch, or when we discovered what blended chocolate milk was and then proceed to spend way too much money on them at the coffee cart.
We also can't forget the assemblies as freshmen, from our very first assembly, walking to the gym, being bombarded with a tunnel of overly excited staff and Lion Crew members, and to the many other assemblies, getting booed by the whole rest of the school as freshmen for not having enough school spirit during the "We got spirit, yes we do."
We have got spirit, how about you? Lastly, no matter how hard you try to forget, you can't forget about the cringy photos or the strange outfits that made us think it looked on fleek.
One of the best parts of starting high school is being able to join sports or any activities to our best interest.
The girls' soccer team made it to the second round of playoffs. Wind Ensemble took second place in state, as well as many of the sports teams took this time to rebuild.
We had many crazy, unbelievable trends that some of us may have took a part of, such as the Drake Kiki Dance Challenge,
Kids eating the forbidden gummy, also known as Tide Pods,
the Kylie Jenner Lip Challenge,
scrunchies,
Fortnite dances,
the Walmart yodeling kid,
and having many arguments on whether or not it was Laurel or Yanny.
Personally, I think it's Yanny.
I think it was Laurel.
Can you believe it? 4 years ago, most of us walked the halls as nervous as we could be. We were once freshmen, the babies of high school. Now we're not just leaving behind the school, but the memories and friendships we made along the way.
4 years later, I'd go back and do it again. Yeah.
And now, remembering our sophomore year, Tyan Harrison
And Hope Olson.
Man, what a year sophomore year was.
It was our second year of being in high school, also the year before becoming upperclassmen. That same year, we also got a new principal, Dr. Katie Wagner.
Our band did amazing at every home football game, rocking their marching show, Shadow Effect. That was the same year our wind ensemble got fourth at state championship. And my ears still have not recovered from the Boom 3 speakers in everyone's backpacks.
Also rocking them AirPods.
For sports that year, we got an awesome new tennis coach, Mr. Mark McQueen. And softball went to the first round of playoffs. Our sophomore year also brought some sadness.
We lost a fellow Shine student, Isaiah.
Let's just take a moment and remember him. It was also a crazy and speedy year.
What, you mean when we all got our driver's license, or that we were all speeding through the school parking lot?
This moment reminds me of Toy Story 4, which came out our sophomore year. And even though we're going our separate ways, we'll still feel like Woody and Buzz.
To infinity and beyond! Little did we know this would be our last year of normal. And now recapping our junior and senior year, please welcome back our class president, Annalisa Ridgway.
These past 2 years of high school have felt like one big year due to COVID closing our school. And people probably don't even remember everything that happened because it has been overshadowed by COVID. Junior year hit us hard as a class. In fall of 2019, we lost two beautiful and amazing souls, Paul Lewis and Mr. Smith. No one will ever forget them and how they could make anyone smile with just their presence. I would like to take a moment of silence to honor them. Thank you. We also said our goodbyes to the head custodian, Tim. When he retired after 30 years of service to the districts, then we went on with life in school, not knowing that we would get an extended spring break due to COVID-19, which felt like what turned into forever. We had our fall and winter sports season and eventually finished our junior year. While in quarantine, we started scrolling through TikTok, playing more games online with friends like Among Us, had virtual movie nights with popcorn, candy, and drinks from a movie theater downtown, had an uprising in pet adoptions, had the election, and BLM also had a huge upbringing. This fall, we started our long senior year that was very long awaited, a year that we hoped would be back to normal, but began very differently from any school year. Some of us did hybrid classes online with hope of going back into person soon. Some of us also did virtual academy. We, as a leadership team, tried to keep as many of the traditions alive, like Spirit Weeks and Dance Royalty Courts. We all embraced what we were given and made it a most of what life gave us. Eventually, we got to see our friends, classmates, teammates, and teachers as our schools slowly opened back up. First, it started with sports and clubs being able to meet and practice again. Then we got clearance that we would have our sports seasons for our senior year. They might have only been 6 weeks long, but we got our senior nights. Then lastly, some of us came back into school to finish our senior year off strong, while others stayed online or already graduated. Even though this year has been different, we are graduating, and that's all that matters. Now let's welcome one of my avid classmates, Olivia Manson, to give our avid senior speech.
Good evening, St. Helens High School staff, students, families, and friends. For those of you who don't know, AVID is a college preparatory class that pushes students past their limits to make their futures better. I've personally been in AVID since my sophomore year, and I instantly fell in love with it. The memories that we have made together in AVID are unforgettable, from pancakes in the classroom to college campus field trips and stress workshops. No matter if you've been in this class for years or for days, AVID is a family forever. A lot of us hesitated to join this class, but when we did, we ended up loving it. This class became a family almost instantaneously, and it's a family that lasts a lifetime. I know if I ever need anything, I can always call my AVID teacher, Mrs. Sarah, or any of my tutors for help. Whether it's for something academic or personal, they will always help us. Our AVID staff is the most supportive that they can be. When our AVID 12 class sat down to figure out what the best parts of AVID were, we realized this class helped us in many ways. We are no longer afraid to ask for help because of how much this class has helped with our confidence. We are constantly learning new skills such as communication, organization, time management, and social skills, which helped us succeed in high school, but will also help us succeed beyond high school. Every single day in this class was filled with laughter and dad jokes and radiated a vibrant, positive energy. Each year was different with how many students we had coming and going, but nevertheless, we were always incredibly welcoming and felt like each time we were adding to our family. To all of the AVID staff, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here for us these past 4 years. And to our AVID 12 teacher who has been with us since our sophomore year, we love you. Good luck with your future classes. Now we are excited to introduce to you this year's Salutatorian, Sophia Stranyard.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sophia Stranyard, St. Helens High School's 2021 Salutatorian. I want to start off this speech by saying thank you to everyone who helped me get here. Being this year's Salutatorian is such a great honor, and it wouldn't have been possible without the help of my amazing teachers and my best friends. I put off writing this speech for quite a while because for the longest time, I couldn't come up with an answer to the pestering question, what can I say in 3 measly minutes that people will actually remember? I also, for the life of me, couldn't figure out what kind of message I wanted to impart. Heartwarming, inspirational, funny? After staring at the ceiling for a couple hours, I finally determined that senior year is like being in a tennis match. For those of you who don't know, I played tennis for SHHS for the past 4 years. Being in high school and finally getting to graduation feels like being in the 3rd set of a match. You're up 40-love for the match point, seemingly in the home stretch, and then your opponent comes back and ties it up. You're fighting for the point, and after many rallies and the score going back and forth, you finally win the 3rd set and the match. Except in high school, your opponent is all of the work you have to complete, and winning is passing all of your classes and getting to graduation. In either case, you feel exhausted but relieved. I'm kind of bummed I won't receive a trophy like they do at Wimbledon, but I guess a diploma is a pretty good replacement. The class of 2021 is very unique, people we are today. And this, my friends, is just the beginning. I know that every one of you will do incredible things in your lives. I'm not usually the sentimental type, but just thinking about how we'll grow and change the world makes me so undeniably proud. We're all taking different paths in life, but every once in a while, I want you to look back and remember where you came from. Not just where, but what you have done. We graduated in the middle of an event that will change the way people live their lives for the rest of history. That was definitely no easy feat. My fellow seniors, be proud, be bold, be anything you want to be. And so, I leave you with the wise words of Harry Styles from his title track, Fine Line, We'll Be All Right. Thank you. Now please join me in welcoming the first of our two class of 2021 valedictorians, Dakota Warlitz.
Dr. Wagner, faculty members, family and friends, and of course, the class of 2021, welcome. Before I begin, I want to thank everyone who made it possible for us to have school in person for this last quarter and for us to be here today. From the day we stepped onto campus as freshmen, we've awaited this day, the day that we graduate into the next stage of our lives. And yet, now that we've made it, it almost doesn't feel real. After all, we spent the majority of our senior year attending school online and through Zoom, where sometimes the only face we would see was the teachers. We missed out on sports seasons, concerts, dances, festival seasons, trips with our teams, a traditional graduation, a lot of the things that make senior year so special. But I don't believe that this year has been a complete loss. Dr. Miranda Bailey of Grey's Anatomy once compared this pandemic to a grain of sand within an oyster. It's irritating, it's pushed its way into our lives and our homes, but rather than letting it ruin everything, we must see it as an opportunity to transform, to create a beautiful pearl from that irritating grain of sand. So if you haven't already, I challenge you to take a moment to think back on quarantine and on the struggles we all faced this past year. I think you'll find that there's at least one good thing that's come out of it. Maybe you've learned a new hobby, gained a new skill, learned more about the world, your family, or yourself, got a chance to slow down, slept more, or got creative with keeping in touch with people who don't live in your house. Whatever it was, you can bet that you grew because of it. I know I did. As I sat at home, one thing I realized was the value of taking time to breathe and relax. Being in wind ensemble, marching band, winter guard, and key club had made for a crammed junior year. The stark contrast between having an activity nearly every day to my schedule being completely cleared was a dramatic difference. And if I'm being honest, I kind of liked it, at least for the first few months. It gave me time to observe the world around me in ways that I hadn't in a very long time, and allowed me a chance to pick up a couple of new hobbies, as well as dedicate time to old hobbies that I've been neglecting. Spending most of our senior year online and in uncertainty also taught us to be more flexible and patient as guidelines changed, to extend grace and understanding to people who may not have the same opinions, to appreciate the in-person activities we weren't able to participate in for so long, to value time spent with friends and family, and to be resilient, persisting despite what's happening around us. Each of these skills will help us to be more successful in every aspect of our lives, in college, in our jobs, in our families, and in everyday interactions. They will make us better prepared for whatever life throws at us. So with that in mind, I leave you with a Latin phrase which has become my motto after this past year: in omnia paratus, ready for anything. And now let's welcome my co-valedictorian, Hillary Barley.
My fellow graduates, before I begin today, I would like to take a moment to thank all of the teachers and staff who have helped us throughout our years in school. They have prepared us for the future and taught us important lessons even when we didn't want them to. During our time at St. Helens High School, we have learned a lot. This knowledge will no doubt be valuable to us as we go forward in life. But I think that the most important thing that we learned over the last 4 years is persistence. Persistence is the ability to stick with something even when it is difficult, which we all have done at some point in our high school career. Whether it's trying a new skill and not giving up until you get it, achieving a goal that you knew would be hard for you, or just waking up every day for school, all of us have been persistent in order to get here today. Being persistent is not always easy. Sometimes there are obstacles in your way. When this happens, it is important to remember the reasons behind your goals. Your goal might be getting a job or earning a degree, but the reason behind your goal is to build a better future for yourself. When faced with a setback, don't be afraid to start again. As Dr. Dre once said, "Even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet." We are all graduating this year because of our ability to rise to our feet and keep going. After we graduate, this persistence will continue to help us be successful in reaching our goals. Wherever our next steps take us, we know that we can work hard and push through any barrier that gets in our way. We know this because we have persisted. We are here, we are graduating, and we won't let anything stand in our way. Thank you. Please welcome back to the stage Olivia Manson to honor one of our St. Helens School District staff members.
Good evening again, St. Helens High School staff, students, families, and friends. Thank you all for being here and watching this big moment for the class of 2021. Not only is graduation a huge milestone for all of us, but it is also a big deal for the staff members and teachers who helped us get here. I am proud that I've been asked to recognize one of my teachers for all of their hard work and kindness. I've had this teacher every year since my freshman year when she moved here from across the country. This teacher has been the biggest influence on me, and it reminds me daily that everything will be okay. The memories I've made in her classroom are unforgettable, and I'm here to thank her for everything she's done. Thank you for always providing a safe space for me when I had a rough mental day or when I was in the middle of an anxiety attack. Thank you for letting my friends and I eat in your classroom while listening to Disney songs every single day. I'll never forget when I spilt my tea from the coffee cart and Olivia spilled the tea became the funniest joke for the rest of the year. Or when you told us that your cat died on Cornelia's Pass when you really meant your car. To end our weeks on a good note in Avid, Fridays were always dad joke Fridays. Speaking of dad jokes, what did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. This teacher has always helped me even when she didn't know how to help me with other classes. She has watched me grow into the young adult that I am today, and I have watched her blossom into the teacher that she is. Thank you, Mrs. Sarah, for everything that you've done for me, Avid students, and any other student in the school. I wish you nothing but the best in your future as a teacher. I am so proud of you and how far you've come as a teacher while still being in graduate school. The memories we've made are unforgettable. You will forever be a huge part of my life. And always remember, #no hard pants. I hope so. now to honor our retirees, please give a warm welcome to our ASB PBIS coordinator, Amanda Taylor, and our PBIS co-coordinator, Hannah Hayduck. Good evening and congratulations to the class of 2021. As many of you know, my name is Amanda Taylor, and I am your high school's ASB PBIS coordinator.
And I'm Hannah Hayduck, your PBIS co-coordinator.
This evening, we would like to take a very special moment to recognize our 3 incredible staff members that are retiring this year. Miss Robin Loper is a font of knowledge, a professional in every sense of the word. She walks into any uncertain situation and brings a sense of calm security, helping to make sure that any medical issue our students experience has as little of an impact on their education as possible. This is true of many school nurses, a special calling upon medical professionals. Robin, however, takes that calling to a whole new level. She approaches each unique case with an energy envied by all. She diffuses tension with kindness and humor. Her stories lighten the mood when situations might otherwise be overwhelming. She makes each student and every staff member feel that they are special and needed. Her knowledge and skill makes her an excellent nurse. Her heart makes her a much-needed friend. Thank you, Robin, for all that you have done within your time at St. Helens High School. Your warm spirit will truly be missed.
Mr. John England has been teaching and coaching at SHHS since 1992. He was the assistant coach of the 1992 and 1996 state championship football teams. He was a baseball coach from 1995 to 1999 and a football coach from 2002 to 2012. Before SHHS, Mr. England taught and drove ambulances in New Jersey. He is a proud Duck with a Bachelor of Arts in Biology from University of Oregon. He is an avid skier and up-and-coming YouTuber. Baking with Mr. England would love your like and subscription. Mr. England is a devoted husband and proud father of 3. He has never failed to be anything less than an outstanding teacher, mentor, and colleague for his students, teams, and community. Will Mr. England please join us on stage?
We have a gift for you, so we're just going to say we'll give you a gift to start, okay? And last, but certainly not least, Miss Robin Shayer. If you have a hungry kid, Robin is the cook for you. Robin Tidbits, an inside joke and nickname between the kitchen staff, has been St. Helens High School's head chef for 24 years. Within her times at St. Helens High School, she has never once failed to go above and beyond her duties to make sure that every student that needs a meal is fed and ready to learn. She is a heart of gold and a sense of humor that keeps you laughing throughout your day. Robin is an amazing mother to her 3 daughters, all of which graduated from St. Helens High School. She is also an incredible role model and grandmother to her 6 grandchildren. On behalf of the class of 2021, we thank you for all your hard work and dedication to our students. We wish you all
nothing but the best when walking into the next chapter of your lives. Unfortunately, Chef Robin Shayer and Nurse Robin Loper are unable to join us this week. But just like Mr. England, they will be receiving a retiree gift this Friday. Thank you all so much for your years spent help teaching and supporting St. Helens High School students and community. Your warm spirits will be very missed. Announcing our annual Senior Awards and Scholarship. I am so pleased to introduce our College and Career Readiness Coordinator, Cheris Chisholm.
Hello, I'm Cheris Chisholm. I'm the College and Career Readiness Coordinator here at St. Helens High School. I'm here tonight to announce the scholarships and awards. Seniors, as I call your name, please stand in place. And audience, please hold your clap until the end of the scholarship. Our first scholarship is the chance to become. The following 5 recipients of this scholarship were nominated by faculty for their drive and desire to continue their education. These recipients are Crystal Nails, Olivia Manson, Matthew Robinson, Isabella Connor, and Nicholas Brooks. You may be seated. Our second scholarship is the Cheris Initiative Scholarship. The winner of this scholarship was selected based on academic achievement, involvement in extracurricular activities, and overall character. The recipient of this scholarship is Sophia Stranyard. Our next group of scholarships are offered by the St. Helens Student Foundation. I will read all 12 of these recipients now. The Catherine Ballator Memorial Scholarship, Jacob Robbins. Dahlgren's Vocational Technical Award, Emma Corpella and Lucia Martin. Justin Alexander Schlott Memorial Scholarship, Jacob Robbins. Martha and Lowell Richardson Scholarship, Amanda Taylor. Abrams Foundation Scholarship, Lexi Scholl. Lewis C. Abrams Award, Dakota Warlitz. The Heine and Hilma Human Award, Gavin Cust. Special Recognition Award, Levi Vanderwerf. L.L. Ackerson Cup, Savannah Moore. Tom Brumbaugh Scholarship, Grace Stearns. Ralph and Rose Valapiani Scholarship, Sophia Stranyard and Grace Stearns. And our last one is Brittany K. Hudson Memorial Scholarship, which is also Lexi Scholl. All right, you may be seated. The St. Helens Education Association is honoring 5 students this year with the Shea Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship is given in memory of those dedicated educators who gave their life's work to serving the students of St. Helens School District. The recipients are Lucia Martin, Emma Corpella, Tacey McCollum, Grace Stearns, and Sydney Green. Up, you may be seated. The Kiwanis Scholarship is awarded to 2 students this year who have both dedicated their time to serving their school and their community. This year's scholarship winners are Dakota Warlitz and Lucia Martin. Our next award is the Hwh Adams Cup. This award is given to the most outstanding male graduate athlete. I'm pleased to present the award to Chayton Leek Morrison. The Maureen Whittick Beckman is a special award for softball. This award goes to a dedicated athlete and student and all-around team leader who possesses a coachable attitude. This year's recipient is Cameron Hubbs. Our final scholarship is presented by the St. Helens Sports Booster Club. They would like to recognize one male and one female athlete for the most outstanding senior award. This is based on character, leadership, scholastics, and community service. This year's award winners are Hillary Barley and Maverick Rask. Congratulations to all of the seniors receiving scholarships this year that we could not recognize this evening. If you plan on attending a 4-year college or university, please stand up. Stay standing. If you plan on attending a 2-year college, please stand up. If you plan on joining the military, please stand up. If you plan on joining an apprenticeship, please stand up. If you plan on taking a gap year or 2, please stand up. If you plan on joining the workforce right out of school, please stand up. If you don't know what you're doing and you're couch surfing, please stand up. Thank you for all your dedication and your post-secondary planning. We're really proud of all of you. Apprenticeships.
Oh, trade school.
Trade school?
Mission.
I said gap year.
Mission.
Isn't it gap year mission? Oh, okay. Missions. I missed mission. I put that in gap year, but if you plan on going on a mission, thanks, Dasher. Now, please welcome to the stage our final speaker of the evening, the principal of St. Helens High School, Dr. Katie Wagner.
Good evening. The Rutherford Cup was first awarded at St. Helens High School in 1925 and is presented yearly to the best all-around senior. Selection is based on scholarship, character, and service rendered to the school and community at large during all 4 years of attendance. The faculty chooses the recipient of this award from a pool of 10 candidates nominated from the senior class. This year's Rutherford Cup recipient participated in basketball, cross country, track and field, and leadership. She is a quiet but confident student who has earned the respect of the students and staff at St. Helens High School. She plans to attend Portland Community College next year with the goal of becoming a commercial pilot. Please congratulate this year's recipient of the Rutherford Cup, Hillary Barley. And Hillary, you can come on up on the stage. Hillary receives this certificate, and her name will also be engraved on the Rutherford Cup. 4 years. Doesn't that seem like a long time to all of you? Or does it seem like it flashed by in a blink of an eye? For most of you, these 4 years of high school have been just over a quarter of your entire lives. And as they are the most recent, what you remember most about your life. The friends you have made, the struggles you have experienced, the classes you have taken, the accomplishments that you have celebrated, the games in which you have competed, the pandemic that you've lived through. The concept of 4 years of time is not a new one. Over 2,800 years ago, the ancient Olympics began in Olympia, Greece, and continued for 400 years. Back in those days, time was counted in Olympiads, or periods of 4 years. Interesting to note that June 21st, 2021 marks the first year of the 700th Olympiad. The ancient Olympics were not just about athletics. The ancient Greeks valued rooting the events in their mythology and ensuring it was a religious festival as much as an athletic event. That meant that artistic expression was a major part of the games. Artistic competition of sculptors, poets, painters dedicated yourselves to the strengthening your minds and bodies, became more familiar with high-pressure situations, and were willing to take calculated risks to push yourselves to the next level. Athletes who compete in the Olympics don't just make it on natural talent. They get there because every day they put in the hours of training needed to make it to the international stage. Scholars who make it to their graduation don't just make it on natural talent. They get there because of the time commitment and persistence to achieve excellence. Olympians also don't make it to the top without the guidance, expertise, and mentoring from their coaches. This network of support has lifted you up as an individual, as part of our community, and pushed you in ways you may have never dreamed. Take a moment to think of the coaches you have had in your life. This includes your parents, your grandparents, your guardians, older siblings, teachers, neighbors, sports coaches, and mentors. They all have helped shape the Olympian you are today. Here is your Olympic challenge from me. Reach out to a coach who made an impact on you. Express your gratitude and appreciation for them. Let them know how you have grown as a person, as a scholar, as an athlete, because of the investments they have made. 4 years of training seems like a long time when it has been a quarter of your life. It's hard to sustain that drive and vision to keep the eye on the prize. Long-term goal setting is like that. It can seem like such a faraway idea that may just be too difficult to see right now. 4 years ago in March, just 1 year before I came to be your principal, my now husband proposed to me on the top of a ski bowl in government camp. On March 4th, 2017, and just 10 minutes later after he proposed, I fell off a cliff in a skiing accident. We had become separated in the trees, and I seemed to just disappear, tumbling down a rocky, tree-covered cliff, completely dislocating and breaking my neck. By some grace, a tree trapped me 50 feet down against the rocks, preventing me from falling another 50 feet. I remained there, unable to move, reach my phone for help, and I was out of sight of anyone for hours. I was alone, unable to fend for myself, completely at the mercy of others, and yet no one knew where I was. I tried so hard to brainstorm ways to get out of that situation, thinking I could break a branch and get down myself. If I had been successful at any of those, I would not be standing here today. After an hour, I was able to reach my cell phone and call for help. I was lucky that I had the knowledge and the skill to send my coordinates, to call a network of support, to be strong in mind and body, to stay calm. It took the collective knowledge and skill of nearly 20 patrollers and my now husband to find me in treacherous terrain, rappel down a cliff carrying me with them, and ski a toboggan in the dark, tree-filled runs. From the time I fell to the time I got to the ambulance was 6 hours, and then I was rushed into a 10-hour neurosurgery where I was told I had 3 potential outcomes: death, quadriplegia, or a full recovery. Clearly, I was hoping for the latter, and I achieved it. My entire team throughout the ordeal, the patrollers, the medical staff, my family, my friends, displayed an incredible amount of training and skill and dedication, pushing through fear, uncertainty, and hope. That was their Olympics, and boy, did they get the gold medal. I tell this story because that was the beginning of my journey or Olympiad 4 years ago. There was so much unknown, so much uncertainty, so much pain. Seeing a long-term goal was next to impossible because I didn't know if I would ever walk again or even be able to feel the touch of my children's hands. Do I still have pain? Yes, every day. Do I still have daily struggles, mentally and physically? Yes. We are all human, and we are met with unique challenges every day. These 4 years have required training of body and mind, compromises, understanding limitations, resilience, optimism, and gratitude. This past Olympiad has presented us with challenges in very unique ways. You are moving into the next stage of your life, prepared to take on anything that comes your way. You are ready for a challenge. You can set a long-term goal, work towards it, and achieve it, even if the short-term goals along the way don't always go as planned. Just remember to choose a goal that is important to you, and keep in mind that perfection does not exist. You can always do better, and you can always grow. I am so proud of this class of 2021. Can everyone please give our graduates a round of applause? This concludes our speeches and awards for this evening. Staff, please recess to the fence to greet our graduates. Graduates, if you would like to participate in the optional stage walk, you will recess to the track. If you are not participating in the optional stage walk, you are welcome to exit the stadium. Graduates, please rise and turn to our guests. It is my pleasure to introduce to all of you the graduating class, St. Helens High School 2021.
Dakota Mackenzie Warlitz. Hillary Elizabeth Barley. Caston Kelly Warner.
I'll try to tell them.
Madison Page Bozick.
Look forward for the camera.
Olivia Rose Manson. Annalisa C. Ridgway. Cameron Lee Sexton. Amanda Elizabeth Taylor. Sophia Grace Stranyard. Tacey Lynn Marie McCollum. Micah Marion Gartman. Jonah Lee Landreth. William Jonathan Dillard. Yes. Oh no. Dasher Paul Durant. Parker Hayden Morris. Rowan Hawthorne Warman. Hope Christine Olson. Tyann Marie Harrison. Jacoby Sabin Allen. Cody Allen McKay. Christopher Patrick Christensen. Griffin Doring Ayers. Chaden Reed Leek Morrison. Andrew David Funk. Jacob Robbins. Tristan Tyler Allen Andrada.
Definitely a wrestler.
Yep. Kyoko Vitali Noel Gibney. Isabella Nelson. Kylie Nicole Bradford. Bria Luann Paulson. Adam Dean Stockwell. Garrett Eugene Cook. McKenna Joe Miller. Sienna J.C. Chappelle. Kyle Gunderson. Gavin Craig Cust. Kendrick Ruben Ramos. Ramos. I'll get it next tomorrow. Hayden John Bigham. Maddie Miller. Savannah Joe Moore. Kate Christine Butcher. Kylie Christine Clark. Elise Lynn Gump. Seven Savannah Lopez. Serena Latricia Brown. Come on. Come on. Ashton Paul Parker Smith. Maria Reardon. Erin Elise Sullivan. Jacob Mitchell Matsky.
Good job, Jacob. Thank you.
Jillian Alyssa Hogan.
Good job.
Mary Jane Feather. James Bundy. Aaron Noel Mullins. Waylon James Barry Latour. Emma Virginia Marie Corpella. Rose H. Kelly. Ashley Elizabeth Kingsman. Kinsman, sorry. I didn't have time to practice. I didn't have time to practice, sorry. Caleb William Smith. Amanda Grace Tack. Nicholas Reed Byer. Tyler James Boylan. Sarah Michelle Scholl. Jackson Gatton. Grace Elizabeth Stearns. Lexi Scholl. That's her dad. Yolanda Catherine Cook. Crystal Niels. Nicholas James Brooks. Ryan Jameson Maher. Caleb Christopher Edwards. Jake Harrison Maher. Michael Lynn Looney. Justin Daniel Botona. Savannah Mogray. Emily Rain. That's fine. Sydney Joe Green. Austin Gregory Taylor. Caitlin May Timmons. Nicole Marie Mace. Natalie Paige Welch. Gavin Winnestoffer. Levi Robert Vanderwerth. Axel O'Connor. Kristen Marie Hawkins. Jimena L. Jimenez. Monse. Monse. Jocelyn Covian. Tanner Joseph Pletch. Jake Mitchell Swanson. Oh my goodness, it's Jack. Jack Mitchell. Alyssa Ann Ward. Isabella Jacine Connor. James Henry Goodrich. And last but not least, Carlos Alberto Hernandez. We look forward to seeing you at our drive-through graduation tomorrow.